Okay, so I figured out some stuff by myself without any help from any comments. So I'm doing a pre-run. Hey, I went through the instruction book and done a bit of thing on YouTube as well to kind of, between the two, I'm figuring things out. So I'm doing a test run, which is putting some water in there before you put your first meal in and set the timer for 5 minutes and let it do its thing. So then when I'm cooking a meal, which I am going to be doing tonight, I should be prepared, hopefully. We will see. Counting down. Okay, so it's telling me that it's done, and it now, because it's only water, I'm going to push that. Yeah, that's our pressure cooker. I have cut up my lamb steaks. I've cut up my little digger potatoes. I've cut up half pumpkin, and I'm adding some stir fries and some extra peas and corn with my gravies, which I will show you next. So for my gravy that is going in this casserole, I'm using yes, I want to keep it basic tonight, I'm using 2 cracked pepper gravy mixes. Actually, always remember to season your meat with some salt and cracked pepper. As I was saying, it is lamb steaks, beautiful, $20 pack from Mad Butchers. So this is seasoning, and that goes into the bottom of the pot. Alright, so I want a few herbs in there. I'm going to just add in some herbs. I'm going to put some basil in there. I'm just going to put that just on top of the meat. Some oregano. These are all our little spice containers because we use so many spice and herbs. And some sage. So salt, pepper, oregano, basil and sage, but hey, you can choose any herb you want that you feel you want to. Minced garlic, you want a teaspoon of that in there, more flakes. I'm going to add my 2 sachets of Maggi cracked pepper gravy. So obviously you're going to be doubling the water for 2. So I'm going to put that in there because you need the liquid ratio with these pressure cookers. This is my very first meal I'm doing in this pressure cooker. And just give it a good stir around, get all those herbs, get all your seasonings going on. Little onions. So naturally we want all that in there. Lamb and vegetables. So I've already cut up, this was those little diggers. I think there's about 6 or 7 little diggers. All, you know, come on, nice, just little bite size. So that goes in. It's just half pumpkin. And I've got all of those. So these are all the veggies. So I had the mixed veggies with the broccoli and everything, and added the peas and corn. So this, to me, really looks probably about 4 cups. Give it a good stir, get all those flavours through everything. All lovely, nice and mixed through. This is a 7.1 litre pot. We got a real big one because, you know, we want to be doing things. So you are not supposed to see the max line. You are not supposed to go over that. It can't pressurise if you go over that. This is one thing I've learnt today. But as you can see, I have all that liquid. You need, at least 1 cup of liquid in a bowl, in a pot here, because that's what makes everything steam. You need the pressure, you need the steam. So you need that liquid in there. So this is the Instapot we got from Briscoe's. 7.1 litre. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. The inner pot, which naturally don't put everything in there without this. So that goes in, and turn it on. So then your lid. So always, which I've learnt, this inner ring here, making sure that is properly right. Making sure your lid is on properly. On she goes there. As I've got a lock, you can't see this, I've got an unlock and a lock. That is showing you, and you can hear that that is locked. So as you can see on here, you've got a meat and stew. So you've got your pressure cooker, you've got slow cook, soup, broth, poultry, egg, yogurt. I even got a yogurt one, rice, bean chili. But we've got the meat stew because I'm doing a casserole. So I am going to push that, and then you push start. And this process is where she does the whole pressurizing steam inside. So that can take anywhere up to 15 minutes, and then it will let me know what is going on. I am truly interested to see if this is the case. We will get there. It will say on while it's doing its pressuring, and then when the minutes start, which is, like I said, 35 minutes, is when it's pressurized to where it needs to be. Alright, so she has just beeped, and now our time is clocking down. So like I said, this is a casserole and we want tender. Apparently in 35 minutes from this pressure cooker it says fall apart meat. I'm still on the fence with that, so we will see. Instapot pressure cooker, and then we've got our other multi cooker which is our older one, and I've got rice, I've got some cilantro and some chili flakes in there, which I like to add some flavour. Me appliances telling me it is stopped. So what I read, oh no, get rid of all the steam. Instead of doing the instant pushing that button, when you're doing a stew, you need to let it do its thing. Beautiful rice is done, nice and fluffy, all those flavours. This red button here is, as it's up at the moment, for it to let us know that all the pressure has gone out naturally on its own, is when that button actually pops down into the pot. So that's the signal that you can open up the lid properly. So it says to wait for 40 minutes for everything to do its thing after the 35 minutes. So this is, how I said, this is my first time, so now I'm opening it, and there will be steam, they still say, but you know, okay. Let's have a look what's going on. I want to know if this is tender. I mean, the veggies are cooked. Mine's the meat. It's a bit hot. Okay. It's, yeah. So it's falling apart. And well, okay. I just had a little bit, but it works. Hallelujah. So this is my lamb and veggie casserole. And yes, the meat is tender, and that is a casserole being done in a pressure cooker for, I mean, I suppose say yes, it says 35 minutes, but then you've got to leave it for another 40 minutes. So thumbs up to the instant pot. And this is our rice and casserole. Oh my gosh, super impressed. 35 minutes. Well, over an hour all up, but that's a pressure cooker. Casseroles, you're looking, back in the day, you're looking around good 8 hours. Nice. So this here is what is left after us having our dinner and licking our plates clean pretty much. This is what's left over. But what I wanted to show you was how tender, like that just breaks apart. Look, that is literally fall apart. Wow. Mm. And the potatoes, look at that. It's just, here's a potato. Literally. Look how soft. How soft that is. Mm. Yum. So I definitely, this is thumbs up for me because I do, no one really likes, dried out tough meat. No one does. We wanted tender, and this has definitely given it to us. This is how big this pot is compared to a dinner plate. There's 7.1 litres. There's one big pot. Wow. So two, that is it put into their containers. And that is giving us probably another 2 or 3 meals going on there. So happy utilising